And Sophie.
For number 23,
Yeah.
I threw out A because wouldn't that also make it lighter? Like, because
I don't think so. I think you want all of it to dissolve in the HCl. If you don't, then you'd lose some, and you want there to be more. It says they want slightly more than. So I think A. I don't think A will matter anyway. But if anything, it would change it the other way. Okay, I've reconnected. Maybe that's going to be better. 24. So here's something we haven't talked about much. H3PO4. Look at this. Ka1, Ka2, Ka3. First off, can somebody explain what those really are? We've done it, but it's been quite a long time. Chelsea.
I think it's just either K value for removing the first H plus and then the second H plus and then the third H plus.
You got it. Let me show that, just so mentally people have a picture of what Chelsea said. And then the next one. So if you didn't know what that was referring to, it was referring, like Chelsea said, to these three reactions. We're giving up one H plus, a second, and another one. So our folks at home can see those three. And notice what happens with the numbers as I go through each reaction. They get bigger or smaller for the K. They get smaller, so it's less and less happening. Now let's go to that question. Which of the following chemical species has the lowest concentration amongst the products of step 2? Okay, that's the H3PO4. All right, so again, we're looking at those three. Well, it's probably going to be which one? Who can give me an explanation? All right, Lola, continue.
I said that it was D because the pH was approximately 1, so it's extremely acidic, so it's not going to have a high concentration of
Yeah, right. And if we look at the numbers get smaller and smaller, so I'm producing some of this, less of this, and even less of this. That's what those numbers mean, folks. The last one is to the negative 13th power. So I'm making very little PO4 3 minus. So I think Lola's right there. It's going to be D. Okay. Hope I got my folks at home. 25. I'm going to ask Alex, can you just read 25 so I'm not talking the whole time?
Which of the following most likely describes the solid represented in the diagram below?
Keep going.
A. It is soft and is poor thermal and electrical conductor. B. It has a low melting point and is a poor thermal and electrical conductor as a solid. C. It is brittle, water-soluble electrolyte that is a poor thermal and electrical conductor as a solid. Or D. It is a malleable and is an excellent thermal and electrical conductor as a solid.
What'd you guess, Alex?
B.
B. Let's have a look. Low melting point and a poor thermal and electric conductor as a solid. I agree with the second point. With plus and minuses like that, you should think of something like NaCl. NaCl. So, but that would have a high melting point. So it's probably got to be which one, Alicia? I think it's got to be C. It's brittle like a chunk of salt, water soluble like salt, and a poor conductor as a solid. So in other words, it's an ionic solid. If you see it made of ions, those are the qualities it's got to have, the ones listed in C. Okay, 26. I hope everybody got this one because I put it in for this reason. I'll read a little bit again. Which of the following explains why CCl4 is a liquid, whereas CI4 is a solid. Let's go right to the answer. Which one do you think it is? What did you put? How about Penelope? What'd you have for 26?
I have
B, the dipole moment. The problem is they don't really have a dipole moment because they're very symmetrical, but they got something else that we should think about. Ellie, D, can you read D, the answer, Ellie?
the one in the fusion forces are stronger in CI4 than CL, but CI4 has a more polarizable
Okay, and that's the exact phrasing I want you guys to use on an FRQ. Let's look at what I mean by this. Oh, I'll just do it out. Okay. I is bigger than CL, right? So there's going to be less London dispersion forces here. There's less electrons to be polarizable here. These ions are pretty big suckers. So they've got lots of electrons. So they can polarize more and make those temporary dipoles. And the London dispersion forces will be stronger. So I think Ellie has it. I think it's got to be D. 27. Alyssa, could I have you read that, please?
Maxwell Boltzmann distributions of molecular speeds and samples of gases at the same temperature are shown above. Which gas is the greater molar mass?
Okay. A key phrase is same temperature. Okay. Which gas has got to have I don't know, what do they want? The greater molar mass. The greater molar mass. What would you think? Anthony? A, why? Yeah, a higher fraction of molecules at what sort of speeds? Low speeds, which probably means they're bigger, right? Yeah, so I think it's probably A. Last page, number 28. This I found to be kind of a tricky one. 28, Anne-Sophie, could you read the question, please?
With the reaction equation,
No, that's okay.
dissolution of a slightly soluble salt CaSO is shown by the equation above. Which of the following changes will decrease the concentration of Ca2 plus in a saturated solution of CaF2 and why? Parentheses, assume that after each change, some CaF2 solid remains in contact with the solution. A, allowing some of the water to evaporate from the solution because more CaF2 solid will precipitate. B, adding 0.1 molar HNO3 aqueous because some F minus aqueous ions can become protonated. C, adding 0.1 molar NaNO3 aqueous because additional liquid will dilute the solution. And D, adding NaF solid because the reaction will proceed towards reactants.
What did somebody put and why? Chelsea?
I put D because Na is soluble, so it will just turn aqueous and then put F minus will be aqueous and then like the by adding more product solution.
D or B?
D.
D. I'm sorry. Could you continue with that?
Oh, because like adding NF2 will create like more N minus ions, and then that will increase like the concentration of the products, and then it will shift the reactants and which will decrease.
And I think that's it. So essentially, Chelsea's talking about adding F minus in D, because the Na plus doesn't do anything, right? If I add F minus, then it will shift the reaction, as they said, towards the reactants. And I think that will get rid of more Ca2 pluses. Is there another answer someone else had and can defend it? Because I'm not entirely sure of this one, but I think she's right. I had thought about C, but I'm not sure if that would do anything. If I just add some other like liquid, it'll dilute it, but it should still come back to what then? Equilibrium. And so I don't think that'll really change it. And Sophie?
What does protonated mean? What does it mean when something is
You know, I've never heard that word, but let's kind of figure out what they're talking about. Probably they're talking about the F minuses grabbing onto what? H pluses. That's my guess, Aunt Sophie. Something protonated must be grabbing a proton. New word to me too. Okay, Aiden, could you read 29, please?
Equimolar samples of PBMH solid and PBMC solid and PBMC solid are basically separate containing 250 milliliters of water at 25 degrees Celsius. After the solutions are stirred, the solid remains in the bottom of each beaker. Based on the KSP value for the compounds listed above, listed in the table above, a solution of which of the compounds have the lowest concentration of water.
Okay, so notice that these are all what? PB attached to how many things? 2 things. Thanks, Aiden. So that's good. That means we can really compare them directly. Now look at the KSPs. We want the lowest concentration of PB2 plus. What do you think? Anthony? I think there's a lower number. And Sophie? B? A. I said A too. Because A's got the lowest what? KSP does. So I think it's got to be A. It'll give off then the least amount of PB2 plus ions. Let's go to 30. Lola, could you read 30, please?
When a small amount of 12 molar HNO3 aqueous is added to a buffer solution by mixing CH3NH2 aqueous and CH3NH3Cl aqueous, the pH of the buffer solution changes from 10.64 to 10.62. Which of the following equations represent the reaction that accounts for the fact that the pH does not change significantly when the HNO3 aqueous is added?
Which one did you put, Lola?
I put D just because when it's I don't know if that's right, but I just assume in a buffer solution the H will react with the OH to not change the.
It's going to react, but not with the OH because there's no OH there. It's going to react with Chelsea the what?
That's okay, just because it reacts with H plus and it's just a buffer solution and CL minus is just left out.
And I think that's right. Alyssa, you put A as well. I think it's A. I think that's got to do it. The last one, let's do after break. 31. Take a break?
Mr. Weiss?
Yeah.
I just have a quick question about the Z. So, A and B are all pretty much the same reaction, except that B is using
It's using it with yeah, but that's not the case. Check this out.
I got this
Actually, that's the acid. And so when I have that one, I'm not going to add another H to that. That's why I looked at B also first, but then I thought, why are they making something four? Four's not an either one of those suckers.
Out of 9, I got 6 wrong. No. What's the number? 5.
The last 25 seconds, I went back.
I thought for this one, it's very
I have to make sure that it's done. So I went back. He did the last. This one I remember, I can look at it, I just remember that exactly.
I knew this was
Yeah.
when I forgot.
Yeah. Yeah. This one I would click back and I was just checking if my answer was it says C three, and I was like, wait, it has to be either B or D. And C for only one, yes, so I mean, this is really okay. Good up on okay.
This one is. I thought CCL4 was solid.
Yeah. This made me feel a little bit better about the they always just throw in these ones that I'm so baffled by.
Just skip them.
Yeah.
Really, seriously, just keep reading all, put a question mark by it, come back to it.
I try to just like not waste too much time on it, and if I know that I'm not gonna be able to get it, I just guess on. Like, if I come back to this, I'm still not gonna be able to understand it. So.
Yeah, but you can guess on all of them at the very end, the last minute or
Yeah,
so.
for sure. HBR is strong there. Strong, right? Yeah.
Oh, we got that one right?
Same.
And I got number 29, right? And I would have gotten,
But I did that last time, and then when I ended up being considered today, so. Oh. And I was supposed to right now. I'm like, yeah, I know, it's really actually understood. Why? Because it's only one molar of POH, and then it's, sorry, 0.4, and then 0.2 molars of strong acid.
But the difference is like when you're doing the math, yeah, it's a higher validity, but you're only
I heard it ate.
using a factor. But it's not like it is when you're multiplying that factor.
Not one of, no, I don't, I already ate. I'm so full. Yeah, because I don't just like,
I don't know exactly.
I don't get it.
I'm nervous.
I remember
I'm always nervous, like I always find in this news when we're filling out, like putting our ID labels and stuff on it, I like. Well, I mean, yeah, then I start to get nervous. Yeah, that's true, that was actually No, the ceiling of packet made me so. Yeah, I know.
But I don't.
tearing the seal, I like
Right? I don't have to do it.
Oh, the kid in my class, they like the seal on the back. I was just like, it literally has a box of where you're supposed to put the seal on. Like, you know how they're like, these like rubber strips like this, and you put them like this over it. Yeah. There's like a section that shows you how to put it on. I don't know.
Someone do that?
Yeah, Adrian and Chris. Most cases, right there, it's not. Yeah, I I don't know, it's like pretty, and then I also I don't understand like it's like goes step by step. It's pretty self-explanatory what we're supposed to do.
You wrote me an email today, and you asked us to stop by or not.
Yeah,
We don't put it on.
yeah, just say like.
If someone types something like that, I'm going to do it. Even though I don't want to. He would.
My parents don't even like check in. They're like, "Oh, you're studying?" I'm like, "Yeah, I did." Okay. My brother already got the first grade. Yeah, I'm just like trying to.
My mom wanted me to study statistics. I don't know. I'm doing SAT prep and
No, actually, that's a lie. I bought the girl and I'm like, you gotta do it.
another one.
That one my dad made this one, and I didn't eat it. I ate pretty great.
Why do you buy?
I didn't buy food. I just have a flu.
That would be awesome.
Well, better than like.
Dude, it made like my actions like my throat.
I was wondering about something like. Yeah.
Really.
That's really interesting. I don't, are we gonna do the FRP? I don't want to. I can't do FRP by myself. Done with them.
I wasn't done, but I had the last day.
I mean, the question is like, you have to like, the same question to the. You just have to be able to like recognize the concept that we've already like reviewed, because it might be like a different problem, but it has the same underlying concept. You know? And then he just said an hour. I kind of just accepted it. I've accepted it, so I've like not studied. I'm nervous for AP research because I have to higher year right paper.
I got on my yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, 46%.
I didn't work on the first. But I think it's also it was right behind me.
During the German, I kind of like it.
No, it was just really awkward, like when it was turned off. It was so quiet. I was like, I can hear like her footsteps. Yeah, that was. Dude, I kept like.
You're right. I kept forgetting like certain like mistakes. You know the other teachers out there.
Every time I would like look up to check his time, I felt like he was staring at us. I would like look up to check his time, he was like staring in my direction. I was like, I'm not cheating, I'm looking at the time.
Every time she did that, I was just like,
Yeah. Or like when Finn after just like close your book, close your book, and then when she's collecting, I'm just looking over at Finn to make sure. Yeah.
were you filling a circle or making a dark?
And I like kind of. Yeah, the last one was super. Oh wait, no, not see you tomorrow. Bella did it so weird. She like skipped around to different shortcuts and like just go in order. She went all the way back to the other side of the I don't remember what it was about. I looked at it for that.
Yeah, I know, but.
Oh, yeah. I had a lot of practice. I mean, I did it too. I was excited at my lunch. I felt like all of the law was once we did class for I always felt like all was correct. But I also worked with I'd be like, I don't know this is even of feed and like, okay. He didn't finish the essay. I was like 10 minutes early. I was like running through all the essay, but I was I never have enough time. I always like get stressed out. I'm like, oh my god, I have 10 minutes. And then I like finish quickly. I was so confused. Like, I don't know if I have there, but I have lots of them. I think a lot of them were like probably. Yeah, two of mine were 3 pages, but the first one was like really easy. I only had 2 body paragraphs for one of them. I did only 2 body paragraphs. Not nice. Yeah. You not exactly. So yeah, I only wanted to do 2 body paragraphs. I didn't do any for body paragraphs. Except my last one I did for body paragraphs. I think my first 2. I didn't do not. They're short body paragraphs. The middle one I was so talking about. Yeah. After that, you write the AP style though. You don't need to have. Yeah, you don't need to have. And then we had body paragraphs. You only need 3 paragraphs. I also like didn't have to do I wrote short intro. I usually write them like 2 sentences. I think it was in the 2004 book by Open. I did also, but you really restate your thesis too. Let's see, what do we take it? I was like, because I'm doing my research report on Fitzgerald, but I like try harder to blast. I knew I was doing my research report on Fitzgerald, so I was like, time to pull out my facts. Yeah, so I just like pulled out a bunch of facts about Fitzgerald. Yeah. I kind of wanted to do the things they carried at first, because you know, like the whole book is like about their friends turkey and all that stuff, like, remember, like, water.
Here we go.
I can't remember the other guy's names, I just wrote like in the tribe. I didn't review it either, I just remembered it because of stuff. So we, I don't want to finish this. We don't have ink.
We do have. Oh. I'm guessing we're really much better than we're not, we're just doing it. Oh, that too. Forget about that.
Our research reports due next Friday.
Yeah, ours is due in June.
So
But we
we
just started
started
ours. Ours is doing like 2 weeks, but like, my first shot, I had just no for. And the only one I wrote was like right in front of them. Yeah.
I found out it late, so like,
Cause, well,
yesterday we're supposed to be here at it. We still didn't make any comments.
yeah.
I don't know what's prioritized, or.
Prioritize Asian research. Yeah, like, cause that's your like grade, that's like basically like. Your AP exam.
But
Okay. I have to learn German.
that's not.
The thing is with the AP research report, you can just like
totally
state the fact, you know? Like AP research report, you just like write about the facts down, but with like English research report, you have to like analyze it, yeah. I'm considering, I'm so bored of like writing about dams, which is a book I haven't read it in years. Yeah, and I haven't read in 2 years, so I just like reread the book or like whatever. I think I might just do short stories. Fitzgerald is also like a famous short story writer, and short stories are, yeah, short stories are super easy, and I can read them all in one day. Like I know.
We did some reading.
I think I don't know, I like want to do short stories now, but like I also have already started writing about like the comparison of like the Beautiful and Damned and the Great Gatsby, because like the Beautiful and Damned is like not one of his like famous works, it's not critically acclaimed, it's kind of the Great Gatsby like shades the character.
Sit down.
So like the comparison of like how Fitzgerald shaped the character and the ideas of the jazz or whatever, like that. He created the role. Yeah, and then like
I'm not gonna flip
a little over.
Okay.
and they say we're in I don't know how they got caught. I couldn't remember. I never even write down the definition. Not even.
Yeah.